Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by today and taking a look at this video. On the turntable, we have one of the most unique Batmans that I think I have in my collection. And that is Two-Face's Batman from the Batman Reborn storyline. Now, this storyline took place years ago, probably close to maybe 10 years at least. And it was a very unique spin where Bruce Wayne was presumed dead. It was final confrontation with Darkseid, and I believe it was Final Crisis. And his Omega beams teleported him through time and space. It's a long, convoluted story, but one cool thing was seeing Dick Grayson finally take the mantle as Batman. And he had a major confrontation with Two-Face. Now, Two-Face didn't wear this costume or anything like that. It was a hallucination that Dick Grayson had, and he envisioned this weird-looking Batman. Now, DC Direct back in the day did make a figure for this. It's the only figure that exists next to this one now from Mcfarlane Toys. And they reused that Hush body. And I didn't think a lot of people thought this would even happen. This is not a figure that people were requesting. I think this just came out of nowhere. And then the geniuses at Mcfarlane Toys thought, hey, let's use that Batman Hush body buck for something different. Now, they did do a really good job on the head sculpt. They did a great job on the paint apps. Everything is clean and there's no bleeding of color. Now, he did not come with that Tommy gun. That's from the munitions pack. He did come with a couple extra set of hands, though. So I'll show you here. You do get a couple closed fists, kind of this open hand. So you do have 2, 4, 6 hands that came with this figure. No other accessories. Now, let's take a closer look here. I think the Tommy gun looks awesome with this figure. Now, the detail on that face is absolutely amazing. Looks so good. You can see all the wrinkles in the fabric and the texture of his twisted skin. Oh man, it just looks absolutely awesome. And then from this angle too, is a brand new head sculpt, of course. Not reusing that Jim Lee style head. They are using the body buck. This body buck is a given. It's a pretty solid base for a Batman figure for sure. Another nice touch is they have the coin in Two-Face's hand. And of course, you got to have that coin when you're dealing with Two-Face. He's always carrying that. And I just thought, hey, let's give him a weapon. Let's give him a Tommy gun. But yeah, this is a really nice looking figure. Like I said, I don't think anybody was expecting or saying, hey, this is a figure that's on our top 10 most wanted list. I think people totally forgot this even existed in the comics. And like you see here, perfect line separation, no bleed through whatsoever. I was really impressed by that aspect. And the figure just has a really classic, striking presence. Now, the one thing that DC Direct version had that was slightly different from this one, I believe the shade of blue was much lighter. This is almost like a black, a very dark navy blue, but it's striking and it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, the gun sits in his hand really well. So you can put, he does have that trigger finger, so you can put any kind of weapon. I thought this one would be a bit more apropos, big heavy machine gun. You can just see Two-Face just taking down some Batman allies, the cops, Gotham PD, all that good stuff. But yeah, this is just an awesome looking figure. Really good articulation as well. The head has that different kind of ball joint. It's at the neck and not at the base of the skull or anything. That doesn't have that cut. So it's that unique kind of Hush Batman. We've seen that a few times on some death metal Batman as well. But you do have a lot of good side attitude, movement up and down. It's really good. You do have the butterfly spacer, so you have that nice range of motion at the ball joint, bicep cut, swivel, double jointed ratcheted elbows, and you got the ball joints at the wrist. Now for the waist and torso articulations, not a heck of a lot of movement. And as you saw in one of my previous videos about the Superman torso extension, I wonder if this is the same thing. If that ball peg is down really, really high up and it just limits their articulation, I wonder if you can boil and pop this, extend that ball peg, bring it down. You'd have probably a better range of motion because he doesn't have much going on in that ab crunch. He does have the waist, ball joint at the hips, double joint ratcheted knees, ankle articulation with the pivot and toe articulation as well. So you got all the basics there covered. And like I said, this is just a striking figure, man. He is imposing. He looks awesome. But where's my regular Two-Face? He's one of my favorite DC villains in the Batman Rogues gallery. I really do like this villain. Two-Face just has that kind of split personality, of course. He was really prominent in the DC animated Batman TV show, which that's one of the classics. That was my childhood there, growing up watching that show. Loved it. And they just get a great representation of Two-Face. So let's bring a couple other size comparisons. So we got, of course, the mainstay. We got the Hush Batman, the kind of blue version here. And as you can tell, these two would look really good in a fight going down here. And of course, they both, same body buck, same proportion, same articulation. The cape is actually the exact same as well. Has some nice folds in it, wrinkles. Looks really nice. There you go. And we can also take a look at a couple other figures here. I want to show Batman. Now this is the very first DC Multiverse figure I purchased from Mcfarlane Toys, and that's the Detective Comics 1000 Batman. It's supposed to be kind of like a Jim Lee stylization, but I don't think it really worked out. To me, this is my more refined animated style from Batman the Animated Series Batman. Really do like this figure, even though it is a G1 and kind of has a little bit limited articulation, some ugly cuts there in the torso, but it's just a real fond memory of purchasing this figure for the first time and starting my collection. So it definitely holds a place, and it's actually a really nice looking figure, and it holds up pretty well today's standards as well. And then we got the Robin figure here. So we got Robin from Robin Reborn with Two-Face from Batman Reborn. And these two size up pretty nicely. Of course, this Batman is a taller buck, so it looks good to have a little bit shorter Robin. And yeah, these two look really nice together as well. And then if you want to put a villain in here, let's put Joker, and then there's a huge height comparison between these two. This Joker is from Rebirth. It gets a lot of slack for that really dark eye red makeup around on his face, but I don't know, I like this figure. It's based on the Arkham Asylum or City, I think Arkham's Asylum Joker body buck, which was fantastic for, you know, its day. It had such great paint apps on it. It looks fantastic. That one's packed away. I got to bring that out. I want to definitely do a full Arkham kind of retrospective, so to speak. Showcase all the figures that are in that lineup. But these two look pretty good together. Two-Face maybe a little too big. Joker, I kind of want him to be a bit more lankier and tall. So not too bad, but they just pair nicely with that color contrast. It looks really cool. And for another figure here that I just popped out of the box, I've had this for quite a while, just never got around to opening it. But since I got that new Black Lightning figure, and Black Lightning does use this same body buck from Batman, Superman, Speeding Bullets. Really nice looking figure. I think a really underappreciated figure because it is damn nice. It has a really cool body buck that I think they should incorporate maybe into some Supermans, maybe in some Batman figures, because, you know, it does have some great proportions that lends itself to either one of those characters. These two, again, the Hush buck is a bit taller, so he does have the height advantage, but man, very cool stylization for a Batman figure here. And then I also want to bring in, of course, the one that's been a work in progress for quite some time. And if you've seen some of my videos regarding it, it is the Hush Superman. It's kind of like my definitive version of Superman. So it's got the extended torso, it's got the extended neck peg, and I think these two fit well together. Now that Two-Face does have a lot of stylization. It does have a really big head as well. It fits the proportions of the body. But yeah, I think these two look pretty cool together. It'll be interesting to see in a battle. Two-Face going at it with Superman. Well, you'd think Superman wouldn't, of course, but he probably would. But they'd look cool on the shelf together for sure. But yeah, here you go, guys. That was a quick little look at this Two-Face. Now, I did purchase this figure quite a while ago. It's been a few months already. I haven't seen it on shelves at all anywhere. The only place I've seen it is Amazon, and I think in Canada, some third-party sellers are selling it for some pretty decent price. It was 16 bucks, but the shipping was, I think, 15, so basically makes up for the $30 price tag roughly. I paid about $26 for it at GameStop. It was a very surprise figure. I didn't even know this guy was coming out at the moment. Didn't see any pre-orders for it, and he just showed up, and I was damn happy to have this figure and add it to my collection. So if you get a chance to see it on the shelves, grab it for sure. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. If you're a big fan of that Hush body buck, man, this works it to a whole nother level. And if you got the munitions pack, definitely add some weapons to it. And yeah, you got a very interesting Two-Face on your shelf. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I've made a massive playlist if you want to check out more of my DC Multiverse videos. And thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.